We are back live from Los Angeles. It's E3. We're at the E3 Esports Zone. I am your host, Machine, and I've got Gabriel Bateman live with me, the star of Child's Play, a movie I'm too terrified to watch. And I actually got mild anxiety from the trailer alone. Yeah, great to have you here, man. I mean,
great to be here.
You might be the most stylish person at E3 today. You're popping today. I just want to let you know.
Thank you. I mean, I wish I could take all the credit, but I didn't really pick any of
No?
this.
Well, whoever did this?
Yeah.
Nice, nice.
Yes.
We're here to talk about Child's Play. It's coming to cinemas. I'm sure you have that in your head, or I have it on my card.
Yeah.
Here it comes. No, I don't. June?
June 21st.
That wasn't bad.
Yeah,
That's
hey,
right.
got the month.
I Googled.
Yeah.
So many questions. First things first. I mean, you are a young actor going into an R-rated horror movie that's going to scare adults. How was that for an experience, knowing that you're about to strike fear into many?
Right. Well, I've done a few horror films before, but it's hard to really focus on like how the film will be received or how it'll affect people while you're filming. You mostly just focus on like what you're doing in the moment. But when the press started happening and I saw the trailers, I got really, really excited, and I've been excited ever since then.
And I mean, Chucky.
Yeah.
Creepy on set, as well as creepy in the movie? How did that work?
The first time I saw him, I was genuinely kind of creeped out, because in this one he's really, really extremely detailed, and he can like make facial expressions and move.
Was it like animatronic?
Yeah, it's an they had 9 different animatronic dolls for different purposes, because each of them could do like a different thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was so detailed. Like he had teeth and his jaw could move up and down, so I was kind of creeped out the first time I saw him.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
He grew on me though.
Say again?
He grew on me though.
He did? Yeah. You kept your best of friends by the end of it?
Definitely.
Okay.
Best buddies.
And you find yourself here at E3 as a gamer? I mean, I imagine there's a lot of downtime on set where video games might be a pretty good vice.
Yeah, well, it's hard for me to actually play that many games because I only have a Mac, so there's not much.
Someone get this man a computer.
I know, right? Mom?
I'll find, there's a sponsor over here. We'll have a chat.
So I don't play all that many games on my free time, which is why I love E3 so much, because it's like one of my only chances to actually play new games.
Sure.
So, yeah. I just try to stay up to date with the news and all that, though.
But I mean, you're far too busy, on set, on your Mac, to be having too much free time to actually play them yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, so let's focus on this Child's Play experience just for a minute. So, first question.
Okay.
How was it to basically truly jump 2 foot first into what's going to be, a blockbuster horror flick?
Right.
That how did you get the call? Like.
Yeah, I mean, I auditioned, and right from the get-go, I kind of knew it was Child's Play just based off reading the sides. So I was really, really excited, but also extremely nervous, especially when I met with Lars, the director, for the first time. I had like so many nerves.
Are you feeling like the
Yeah, honestly.
I can't do the limbs, man. I get my feet go and my knees go.
My legs especially, which is good because the audition is like from here up usually.
Perfect.
So they couldn't tell, hopefully. But when I first did the audition, I didn't think I was gonna get a call back.
Why?
Is
that just self-confidence?
Yeah, I mean,
all that?
you're always your biggest critic, obviously. I just didn't think I did my best, so I was really, really disappointed. And then like 2 weeks later, I got the call back, and I was shocked and really excited. But yeah, when we started filming, the first week, we just jumped right into the climax. So there wasn't like any time to kind of think about things or get cold feet. We just went straight into it from the get-go.
That's something that, as a normie over here, just watching the movies, I always just in my mind, it's like it all happens sequentially, chronologically.
Yeah, no, I used to think that too.
Yeah, so you have a new character you're trying to embody, trying to become, and you go straight to like the peak of their experience.
Literally the first scene, and this isn't a spoiler because you can see it in the trailer, was my mom being tied up, and like it was a very emotional scene. Yeah. That was the first day of filming.
Day one, like hello, shaking hands,
day one,
introducing yourself, your mum's being tied up.
Well, I'd met most of them in like pre-production, but yeah, day one, take one, that was it.
Okay, I mean, start with a bang. I guess that
Yeah.
gets the blood flowing and
It definitely
character developed.
set the mood for the rest of the film.
Yeah. I know I spoke to you just before we started going, and I was
Right.
like, this is supposed to be a scary movie. Did you feel any of that? Like, was there? Obviously, the fourth wall's broken. You know all the back scenes. You can see the cameras and the lights. But was it a scary experience in any way? Because I don't do scary movies, man. Like Jaws was enough for me. That's where I draw the line.
On set?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got a creepy animatronic doll,
Right.
and this actress is tied up, screaming for help. I'm freaked out just talking about it.
Well, like in between takes and everything, I was never scared because I'm always really comfortable with the cast and the crew. So there's not really any room to be scared. But while we're filming, like when the cameras are rolling, yeah, the fear is definitely there because I'm embodying the character.
Yeah.
But outside of that, not really, no.
Respect. But you've embodied this character. You've lived this movie. It's in cinemas June 21st.
Yes.
And it's definitely worth checking out. But a bit more about you now, away from the movie, just for
Okay.
a second, because I'm interested. This, as a young actor who has clearly, you've accelerated so very fast. How's your experience been of, the other side of acting? The coming to a convention, having a chat with some idiot in a leather jacket, the wearing ridiculously cool clothing.
I
mean,
know.
how's this experience been for you?
It's been insane, honestly. I'm still like getting used to it. This is my third time to E3, and I still feel like just a fan. I don't feel like I don't feel like I deserve to be here. Really, I'm just like
Join the club.
freaking out.
Join the club. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think I've gotten used to it. Every time like I go to an event or Comic-Con or whatever, I just freak out as a fan.
Yeah, and have you had a chance to meet fans? How is having fans feel?
It's really weird because I obviously don't think about myself as
Sure.
like any more than just me, you
Yeah.
know. And my family keeps me really grounded. My siblings always make fun of me, so it's just mostly been weird. But I obviously appreciate it.
Yeah.
You know, it's like makes my day every when someone recognizes me. So.
And then you have this kind of sudden realization that people appreciate, respect, and truly support you, and yet you've never met them before. It's like
Right.
this. I think it's a really interesting kind of social experience when it's
Yeah.
like they know you and
But
you're only
you don't
just
know
meeting them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been cool. Yeah, it's definitely a strange sensation, especially like when you're filming or when you book a role. You don't really think about how this will affect other people or like
Yeah.
if this will give you more fans. It's a job.
It's just the outcome. That's like
yeah.
a byproduct.
You're not expecting it, or at least I wasn't expecting it really
Yeah.
ever.
Now, I have some other projects you've been working on written down here. Could you
Right.
tell me a little bit about them, or is it all under lock and key?
I can tell.
We can talk a
somewhat,
little bit.
Yeah.
So I've got Think Like a Dog.
Yes.
Talk to me.
Okay. It's the title. It is what the title is.
Okay.
I can't say that much, but basically it's about a boy who I play, and his family is having problems, and he somehow can
He
hear.
gets feral.
No, he can hear his dog's thoughts. Yeah, it's
So like everyone's dream.
right. Yeah, it's fun. It's really silly, but there's also a lot of emotion in it. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
My goodness. If I could hear my pet's thoughts.
yeah, it'd be crazy.
Okay, so that must have been quite a fun project for you
Yeah.
to just, not only tell that story, but to start
To
thinking
play
about
it. Yeah,
yourself,
that
embodying
was-
a character.
Yeah, that was a blast to film. Everyone on set was really, really sweet. Megan Fox and Josh Duhamel play my parents, so that was a dream to work with them and meet
Yeah, I
them.
bet.
Yeah.
And another one here, Playmobil. What's Playmobil?
Playmobil, but basically the same thing. It's like a toy company that's really big in Europe.
Oh, Playmobil.
Playmobil.
Who is this guy? Playmobil. That's all I played. I love Playmobil. I was more of a medieval Playmobil guy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I had like 2 sets, I think. I had like the pirate ship one.
Yeah.
And then I can't remember the other one, but I remember having 2 sets. But yeah, I always grew up with this weird toy called Bionicles, and then sometimes
Bionicles?
Yeah.
What, you can
Playmobil.
fold them up and they like roll?
Yeah. No,
Well,
no, that's a different thing.
That was an OG Bionicle, I swear.
Maybe. I'm probably like
Yeah,
the
you
newer
probably had like
generation.
fancy, they had like, lasers and
Yeah.
whatever.
I'm probably a newer generation of Bionicles.
Yeah, sure.
But yeah, basically Playmobil is this boy and his sister get sucked into this Playmobil world, and he's now a giant Viking. And obviously, I'm not a giant Viking, so it's like
That's awesome.
yeah, there's a lot of juxtaposition
Yeah.
there, and that's a lot of the film is her looking for him, and him just like enjoying being this 7 foot tall, beefy
Giant Viking.
Yeah.
Wow. So how was that trying to? I mean, you had to grow up, right? And your character, you had to suddenly be. He goes through an experience of.
Yeah.
Yo, you're an adult. You're 7 foot tall.
Well, I think a lot of the fun of it is that he's just freaking out. He doesn't expect it at all. Like if you were a kid and you woke up huge, you would probably be freaked out at first, and then you would enjoy all the benefits.
Yeah, I'd need a bit of time to
Yeah.
adjust, I think.
But yeah, I'd never done voiceover before. That was my first ever
Ooh.
voiceover project, so
Yeah.
it was a new experience. It was definitely a lot of fun.
I mean, so the physical aspect of acting is gone. I spoke to
Right.
some voice actresses yesterday, and I was learning about that experience, and the kind of conclusion they came to is it is acting. You're doing everything. The
Yeah.
only difference is there's no camera. I mean,
Yeah.
was that a new skill you developed over the shoot?
Yeah, in a way, but like you said, for me, it was harder because I didn't have anyone to play off of, and there was no props, and there was no scene. But I definitely still was physical. In fact, I got not in trouble, but I was moving a lot of the time, which the mic would catch. But
Right.
yeah, it's definitely still physical, and you make all the facial expressions. It's not like you're just void outside of your voice.
But perhaps quite like a isolating experience.
Yeah.
Though. Like, I mean, normally I feel like there's quite a lot of camaraderie and banter in between takes, and quite a
Right.
warm experience when acting. That's my a naive
No,
impression.
yeah.
But I mean, you're in a booth. It's just you and a microphone. It's
Right.
take a while to get used to.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I've done a lot of filming physically outside of that, principal photography. So it was definitely not what I expected at all. Not to have an actor to play off of or an actress, and just kind of you and the director talking back and forth through lines. But it was still an amazing experience. I mean, Lino, the director, let me ad-lib so many of the lines. So yeah, it was really, really fun.
And a question about learning lines. So
Right.
when I was attempting to be an actor, I think I did a lot of theatre studies, and I did a great Thisbe, did a bit of Shakespeare. The one thing that really couldn't handle was, I mean, you were given essentially a novel, and you have to somehow take that to memory. You got any tips? I mean, like, how do you ingest so much into your memory at once?
Well, as a film actor, I don't have to learn as much. I
That's
don't have
fair,
to
yeah.
learn the entire
So
script.
you just do like segments?
Yeah, scene by scene. But I can't give any advice really, because I've always been really lucky. Since I was young, before I was an actor, or younger, I always memorized like Bible verses and just random stuff really, really fast. So I don't know. I just kind of like read it to myself and repeat it in my head.
So you've kind of got the memory lottery,
Yeah.
photographic memory.
Well, I don't know about photographic, but
Close enough.
I was lucky.
Yeah, lucky. Well, I mean, that is what, for me, I consider one of the scary parts of acting. You've
Right.
just managed to kind of have a natural affinity for it.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, I've definitely had an experience, like maybe once or twice, where I didn't have the lines memorized while I was in an audition, and it's one of the most humiliating experiences of my life. Yeah.
And I mean, it says here there's other projects, and I'm very intrigued to know. What else have you got coming up that you've got excitement
Well, I
around?
have Robert the Bruce is my last film that's coming out this year, besides the 3 that you mentioned, or yeah, 3. It's about Robert the Bruce, and it's played by the same actor who played him in Braveheart.